King Indra very firmly took up the thunderbolt manufactured by Vishvakarma from the bones of Dadichi, charged with the exalted power of Dadichi Muni and enlightened by the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Indra rode on the back of his carrier Airavata, surrounded by all the demigods, while all the great sages offered him praise. This is shown very beautifully, pleasing the three worlds as he rode off to kill Vritasura. My dear King Parikshit, as Rudra, being very angry at Antaka, Yamaraj had formerly run toward Antaka to kill him. Indra angrily and with great force attacked Vritasura, who was surrounded by the leaders of the demonic armies. And then today's verse. Tata Suranam Asurai,
Tata Suranam Asurai,
Tata Suranam Asurai,
Tata Suranam Asurai,
Rana Paramadarunah,
Rana Paramadarunah,
Rana Paramadarunah,
Rana Paramadarunah,
Pitamukhe Narmadayam,
Pitamukhe Narmadayam,
Pitamukhe Narmadayam,
Pitamukhe Narmadayam,
Abhavat Pratame Yuge,
Abhavat Pratame Yuge,
Abhavat Pratame Yuge,
Abhavat Pratame Yuge.
Please chant.
Tata Suranam Asurai,
Tata
Suranam Asurai,
Rama Paramadaruna,
Rama Paramadaruna,
Treta Mukhe Narmadaya,
Treta Mukhe Narmadaya,
Abhavat Pratame Yuge,
Abhavat Pratame Yuge. Tata Suranam Asurai, Tata Suranam Asurai, Rana Paramadaruna, Rana Paramadaruna, Treta Mukhe Narmadayam, Treta Mukhe Narmadayam, Abhavat Pratame Yuge, Abhavat Pratame Yuge. Tata Suranam Asurai, Tata Suranam Asurai, Rana Paramadaruna, Rana Paramadaruna, Treta Mukhe Narmadayam, Treta Mukhe Narmadayam, Abhavat Pratame Yuge, Abhavat Pratame Yuge. Tata Suranam Asurai, Tata Suranam Asurai, Rana Paramadaruna, Rana Paramadaruna, Treta Mukhe Narmadayam, Treta Mukhe Narmadayam, Abhavat Pratame Yuge, Abhavat Pratame Yuge. Tata Suranam Asurai, Tata Suranam Asurai, Rana Paramadaruna, Rana Paramadaruna, Treta Mukhe Narmadayam, Treta Mukhe Narmadayam, Abhavat Pratame Yuge, Abhavat Pratame Yuge. Tata Suranam Asurai, Tata Suranam Asurai, Rana Paramadaruna, Treta Mukhe Narmadayam, Abhavat Pratame Yuge.
Okay, so then you read the word for word. Tata,
Tata,
thereafter,
Thereafter,
Suranam,
Suranam,
of the demigods,
of the demigods,
Asurai,
Asurai,
with the demons,
with the demons,
Ranaha,
Ranaha,
a great battle,
the great battle,
Paramadarunaha,
Paramadaruna,
very fearful,
very fearful,
Treta Mukhe,
Treta Mukhe,
in the beginning of Treta Yuga,
in the beginning of Treta Yuga,
Narmadayam,
Narmadayam,
on the bank of the river Narmada,
on the bank of the river Narmada,
Abhavat took place, Pratame,
Pratame,
in the first,
in the first
Yuge,
Yuga,
millennium.
millennium.
So then we read the translation. Thereafter, at the end of Satya Yuga and the beginning of Treta Yuga, a fierce battle took place between the demigods and the demons on the bank of the Narmada. Purport: here in the Narmada does not mean the Narmada river in India. The 5 sacred rivers in India, Ganga, Yamuna, Narmada, Kaveri, and Krishna are all celestial. Like the Ganges river, the Narmada river also flows in the higher planetary system. The battle between the demigods and the demons took place in the higher planets. The words Pratami Yuga mean in the beginning of the first millennium. That is to say, in the beginning of the Vaivashvat long time. In one day of Brahma there are 14 manas, who each live for 71 millenniums. The four yugas, Satya, Treta, Dvapar and Kali, constitute one millennium. We are presently in the Manvantara of Vaivashvat Manu, who is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Imam vivasvate yogam pruktavanam avyayam vivasvan manave praha. We are now in the 28th millennium of Vaivashvat Manu, but this fight took place in the beginning of Vaivashvat Manu's first millennium. One can historically calculate how long ago the battle took place. Since each millennium consists of 4,300,000 years, and we are now in the 28th millennium, some 120, 400 million years have passed since the battle took place on the bank of the river Narmada. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalaka Shakshuran Militamina Tasmai Shrive Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Vipasindubhyega Patitanam Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jaya Vaidya Sri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. So there is several things we discussed today. Do you understand my English or?
Hvis det er muligt, så vil jeg gerne have det.
Ja, jeg er ikke så god til å tale dansk, men kan du forstå min
Det sidder
dansk?
også en, der ikke taler dansk.
Hæ?
Der sidder også en, der ikke taler dansk.
You don't speak Danish? Okay. Good. So sorry to be. I will have to. You can raise your arm if there is something you don't understand, and then we can.
Perhaps you can speak a little slower.
Slow. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Speak slower. Yeah. So we will go through all these things one by one, because all these things we have heard, it needs a lot of explanation because it's very foreign. We begin with the first verse. So, thereafter King Indra very firmly took up the thunderbolt manufactured by Vishwakarma from the bones of Dadichi. So we have here the previous story is Dadichi. He is he's giving his bones to the demigods, and from that they are manufacturing a thunderbolt for Indra. Charged with exalted power of the Dichin and enlightened by the power of the Supreme Personality of God, Indra rode on the back of his carrier, Aravat, surrounded by all the demigods, while all the great sages offered him praise. So we have here this person mentioned, Vishwakarma. He's the architect and also engineer of the demigods. Just like the demons, they have also their architect or engineer called Mayadama. It's just like this, that there is one person who is just in charge of making all the yantras, you can say, all the machines and all the houses and all the construction is Vishwakarma. He's the head of that, so he can do all these fantastic things. He can make even weapons out of bones of people, and then he can make. He can also construct the human body out of different parts. It's mentioned in the scriptures this. That Vishwakarma once he was asked by Lord Brahma to create the most beautiful woman in the universe. It's mentioned in the Mahabharata. So because there were these two brothers who were demons, they were creating so much havoc in the universe. So these two brothers, they were best friends. So Rama is very intelligent, so he devised the plan how to make them enemies towards each other. As we know from the science of diplomacy, there's something called divide and conquer. If you cannot beat enemy by your physical force because they're too strong, then you can use a trick that you make inside the enemy's camp. You make them enemies of each other. It's very effective trick. So that the enemy is too strong for you, but if you somehow or other can make the enemies inside their own camp enemies of each other, then they will kill each other. That is very good. So that was Rama's trick. So he asked Vishwakarma to gather all the best parts from everything in the whole universe. So it's also called tila. It's like you have the sesame seed. It's also called tila, very small part. So with this, he found all the best things, all the best particles of the whole universe, and then he made this most beautiful woman called Tilotama. She was the most beautiful of all the women in the world. And so he sent that woman to the two brothers. And immediately both the brothers they wanted to possess that woman. And so they became enemies of each other because they both wanted the same thing. So for some time they had extinguished each other. They destroyed each other. So then the demigods they could again get back their power. But one of the interesting things is there that Lord Brahma he asked Vishwakarma. He could create this most beautiful form of a human. So he made that out of different parts. So in that way we can understand that actually our body is just a machine. Because it's explained that later Brahma, he put the jiva inside that machine, the most beautiful woman, he put the jiva inside, and then it was alive. And then it was going, and he sent Tilotama to the demons, to the wilderness. So in that way it is explained by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita that this body is a machine. Sarva Bhutani, all the living entities, Yantra Arudhani Maya. All the living entities have Arudhana, they have entered into, they have mounted the body, just like one is mounting a chariot. It's also explained that Arjuna is mounting his chariot with the same word, Arudha. He's entering into the chariot, so in the same way it's explained by Krishna that the living entities have entered into the yantra, which is the body, Maya, made by the illusory energy. And so we can understand that this body is full with different parts manufactured by the demigods, because these demigods who manufacture the material body. For example, modern science, they have shown that there is one little thing called the E. coli bacteria. It's a very, very common bacteria. In there is something called a flagellum. It's like on that bacteria is something in the end of the bacteria which makes the bacteria be able to travel inside the body. And it's made just like a propel on a boat. So you can like swim with the propeller. So it's totally mechanical. So that's inside our body. So you can understand it. Maybe it's created by Vishwakarma or one of the other demigods. Probably. Because Krishna, yeah, we say, of course, everything is created by Krishna, but he doesn't personally go into the body and create all these things. He has, his servants to do this. So, in the same way, in the human body, you have the human spine. This is the most, maybe you can say, is a backbone in the body. That's one of the most important things in the body. Of course, it keeps everything up. And in each of these, I'm not talking loud enough.
No, I was just thinking like the microphone isn't it annoying? It's like sit like that.
Should I take it higher up?
I was just thinking
Like
maybe
this?
I was thinking about doing it, but
Should be
like
like this.
It's up to you, but it's just like more comfortable for you. Or something.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, I'll sit like this. So in the body you have the energy centers called chakras. They're also situated on each part of the body. And starting with the Muladhara chakra is in the bottom, and then it goes all the way up to the highest chakra. So it's all connected. So this is a fantastic machinery, the body. Actually this spine, that was actually, it's mentioned another place at least, that Dadichi, they made this thunderbolt out of the spine bone of Dadichi. And the reason why it was so powerful, it was because Dadichi, he had, in one previous instance, and Dadichi, he had actually, some or other, he had swallowed all the weapons of the demigods. I don't know the exact story, but some or other, he had just taken all the weapons of the demigods inside his body. So that way his body has become very, very strong. So now you can say the demigods, they took back their power that before had come into the Ichi. It was originally the demigods' weapons had entered him. So in that way we can understand why his bones are so incredibly strong. So enough about this for now. There is also mentioned Indra has a carrier, Airavata. Anybody knows what is a carrier of Indra? Yeah?
An elephant?
Elephant. Doesn't Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita also all the... he says all the elephants is Aravat? Yeah? So this is also one thing about the demigods. They have, they have living conveyances or vehicles. They're persons, living beings. You have, let's see if we can mention something. You have, Indra has the elephant.
Excuse me?
Indra has the elephant as the carrier. Some other conveniences of the demigods we can mention.
Shiva has a bull now?
Huh?
Shiva has a bull?
Shiva has a bull. What is the name of the bull? Nandi. Yeah, Nandi is. And then you have, of course, one very known. Yeah.
Vishnu has Garuda.
Vishnu. Yeah, that's the thing. Vishnu has Garuda, the eagle.
Saraswati has swans.
Saraswati has a swan, and also Brahma has a swan. Yeah.
They're married, so they go on the same thing maybe.
Okay, yeah, probably. and then there is also another funny carrier. Ganesh, you know what kind of carrier he has? The big elephant? Yeah.
Is it peacock?
Peacock.
No, it's
Who has a peacock?
Mouse.
A rat.
A rat. Yeah. Ganesh has a rat. Big elephant is sitting on a rat. So a peacock.
Durga Devi have a tiger.
Huh?
Durga Devi have a tiger.
Durga Devi has a tiger. Yeah. Who has a peacock as a carrier? I didn't know. Skanda, Kartikeya. Oh, yeah. So it's mentioned one place, all these different conveniences of the demigods. And then it's come, we mentioned Mayadanava, he's the architect of the demons. He's very much into machines. So it's mentioned that, what does he has as a carrier? Any guesses? He doesn't have a person as a carrier, because he is a machine man, so he has a yantra. He's mentioned. He has a car. He doesn't have a person. So this is, our situation here, because we some or other we are associating with, the demonic elements in the material world. So we don't have a person to carry us. We have a car, just like Maya Dhamma. So just the the scriptures they give us, some clues about, our situation. We go on to the next verse. This is shown very beautifully, pleasing the three worlds as he rode off to kill Britasur.
Excuse me?
I just read the next. I continue reading in the verse. Thus he shone very beautifully, pleasing the three worlds as he rode off to kill Britasura. My dear King Parikshit, as Rudra, being very angry at Antaka, Yamaraj had formed. My dear King Parikshit, as Rudra, being very angry at Antaka, Yamaraj had formerly run toward Antaka to kill him. Indra angrily and with great force attacked Britasur, who was surrounded by the leaders of the demoniac armies. So here there is a reference to that Rudra at one point he became angry at Yamaraj, who is also called Antaka. Antaka is another word for death. So Yamaraj is known also as death personified. There is at least one story where Rudra is being angry at Yamaraj and he's going to kill somebody. And that is the story mentioned about Markandeya. Markandeya Rishi. He is the son of Mirkendu, and he was a very big worshipper of Lord Shiva. Yes, some or other. He how is this here? Yeah, his father. Some or other. He got the boon to have a son, but he could choose between having a son which would be very nice and intelligent and like this, but he would be short-lived. And then there was another boon. He could also have a son who would be not so intelligent but would live a very long time. So Mirkendu, he chose to have a son who would be very, very nice and intelligent but short-lived. I think the thing was he was going to die already at 16 years old or something. So the son Markandeya, he was very, very nice and devoted and intelligent. So he was worshipping Shiva, and so he had reached the age where he was about to be killed, because that was his destiny. He would be shorted. So Yamaraj, he was coming to kill Markandeya while he was worshipping the Shiva linga. So Yamaraj has this kind of noose.
This kind of what?
Noose. It's lasso. Yeah. When Yamaraj is going to take, actually they are coming. The Yamaraj people, the Yamadutas, they have this kind of nooses, lasso, that they take around the necks of the people and drag them in. Very, very nice way to enter hell. That you drag by the neck by Yamaraj people. So they also wanted to come and take him. I don't really know exactly that, but some or other, Markandeya, he was able to resist that. Because he was, empowered by Shiva, and so at the end, Yamaraj himself, he came with his news. He was angry that he wanted, he should die now. The time is up. He was destined to have a short life. So he came and he was throwing the noose after Markandeya, but some or other, because Markandeya was worshipping the Shiva linga, so some or other the noose came around the Shiva linga. And then Shiva became really angry. I don't know, you want to take away my devotee now. Also the Shiva linga is blasphemed, and then Shiva, he came out personally. He was very, very angry at Yamaraj. So he had a battle with Yamaraj, and Lord Shiva, he defeated Yamaraj. Shiva is more powerful than Yamaraj. So then from that time, yeah. So then he of course then he was winning over Shiva, and Shiva was winning over Yamarash, and then Yamarash was then ordered to spare Markandeya, so as Markandeya he could live. So in that way, Shiva was called the conqueror of death personified, or he was called. How is it here? Yeah. He got this name that he was conquering Antakam. He was conquering death. So here we heard here that Indra, he became angry in the same way, and he was going to attack Vritasura. So the story behind Vritasura is also how this analogy is given, because Vritasura, he was meant originally to be a death personified for Indra, because that was the reason why he was born. Svasta, he made this yagya so that a demon would be produced who could kill Indra. Why was Tvashta angry at Indra? Yes, Madhuri?
Because Indra had killed Vishvarup.
Because Indra had killed Vishvarup. Vishvarup was, yeah, he was a priest.
Of Tvashta's son.
Tvashta's son, yeah. He was a priest of the demigods, Tvashta's son, yeah.
And Vishvarup, he had an inclination both towards the demons and the demigods, because his father was a demigod and his mother was a demon. So he was offering oblations both on the side of the demigods and on the side of the demons. So when Indra saw that one time that Vishvarup was offering oblations both on behalf of the demigods to help them, but at the same time one day Indra saw that he was also offering oblations on behalf of the demons, and then Indra became angry and he cut off his head. Okay,
so so that's why Tvashta, he was angry at Indra and he wanted to kill Indra. But some or other, as we learn, anger is not very good mood. One is losing one's intelligence. So some or other, Tvashta, even though he was expert in mantra chanting, he chanted the mantra wrong. So the mantra was supposed to mean that he would produce an enemy of Indra, but instead the mantra was chanted in the wrong way, with the wrong accent, so that the mantra then meant an enemy of Vrita. How isn't it? The mantra was going to be to make an enemy of Indra. But then the mantra was chanted wrong, so then the mantra meant
That Indra was an enemy of him.
that Indra was an enemy of him, yeah, like this. So in the same way, this is a nice analogy then, because just like Rudra was angry at Antaka, death personified. Now in the same way, Indra is angry at Vritasura, who also was death personified for him, supposed to be. But as we see, Rudra, he became, the one who was the enemy of Yamarash, of death personified. In the same way, Indra is also the enemy, and he became the death for Vritasura. Like this. So we go on to verse 16. Thereafter, at the end of Satya Yuga and the beginning of Treta Yuga, a fierce battle took place between the demigods and the demons on the bank of Narmada. We can note one thing about these celestial rivers. They are by nature they are females. This we can see on the end of the verse. Ganga, Yamuna, Narmada,